Hey y'all. So I'm out here on Saturday night. I'm bored, so I wanted to put together some more blade styles. This is a single theme blade style that's split up into 8 different colors, with slightly different features and effects on each one. So what this is this is the I'm going to demo the rolling pulse blade style from FET263's blade style library, and I'll leave a link in my at the bottom of my video where you can go to find these if you are thinking about configuring or making blade styles for your Profi saber. So this first one is a red blade with rolling pulse blade style with a polar spark tip preon. And I'll do that for you again so you can see what the tip is doing. So you notice that little stationary point right at the tip during the ignition. That's the polar spark tip. And what this rolling pulse blade style is it's essentially a stripe, two-colored stripe, with the blade style striped with white, that sort of does this nice little roll up the blade. And if you are one of those people that likes to get templated blade styles and then do your own little modifications to them like I like to do, this is one of the reasons I really like this particular blade style. Is you can do a lot of manipulations with the timing and the speed of the pulse to make it go faster or slower and get some really neat effects off that. So 3/4 blade lockups and flashes, responsive. With this rolling pulse blade style, I generally don't like to do any additional effects on the swing. I like to keep the swing clean, just because I like this style so much. I don't want to muck it up with something else. And that's a spark tip ignition and retraction.
Don't insult me.
So this is the blue blade, and this is going to have a power up, an unstable power up with a white flash. So this, as you notice when I swing it, this blade style does actually give off its own sort of unstable effect off the color when you swing. Which is pretty cool. And this is going to be, what color is this one? Sky blue. And this is going to have another power surge on the ignition. And this is going to be a bright color power surge instead of the white. So I'll show you that ignition again. And this one has a bright white emitter flare right there, which I'd like to do with lighter colors like lime green, lime yellow, sky blue, because the white against the light color usually blends really nicely. And the next one is green. This is going to have an erratic prion. It's a white. See that little pulse goes off? And this one also has, I put on this one, which I like to do with a lot of green blade styles sometimes, is sort of a wick, a candle wick style emitter flare. And this next one is gold, and it's going to have a glitch ignition. I really like the way this color shows up on the rolling pulse style, blending with the white stripe. Super bright. Looks like the saber is actually on fire. This is dope. And next one is purple. And this is going to have a summon lightning prion. Although the sound font prion is a little too long for the blade style, so I have to fix that. I have to shave down that sound font prion by about 4 or 5 seconds so that it syncs up better with the blade style, but that summon lightning prion is pretty cool. Little power ripple effect on the end of lockup. And just notice the difference in luminosity between the purple and the yellow. Like, the purple looks cool, but it's not nearly as bright as the yellow was. And the next one is going to be silver, and this is going to have a power absorb style prion. I'll show you that one again because I like that one. It's pretty cool. I think there's a little after spark there on the post off.
At last we will have our revenge.
And so this last one is going to be orange, and this is going to have another unstable power surge on the startup with a bright color. And I actually did a bright color swing on this one, but that effect shouldn't, I'm hoping it won't ruin the rolling pulse effect too much. So that's the power up bright color power up. Here, I'll show you that again. Because my shirt is yellow, so it may have absorbed some of the color. And again, that little white that you see at the beginning of the ignition, it's called a spark tip ignition and retraction. I'm generally not a fan of the spark tip ignition on just like the solid color blade styles, the ones that are like more like a standard audio flicker or static blade. But on the blade styles where you do like something like this, like a rolling pulse or like a fire blade, I like that sort of just added flourish of that white spark tip ignition. And you can also change that spark tip color in the config to pretty much any color you want, so it doesn't always have to be white. So there's some blade styles I use, for example, that are like a dark blue blade where I use like a sky blue spark tip, or green where I use like an aqua spark tip, something to just add a little bit more flourish to it. So it's totally customizable. One of the reasons I love Proffie so much. So those are the rolling pulse blade styles from FET263's Bladestyle library. And if you are into configuring your Proffie saber and you're just learning how, I'll leave a URL in the link below where to go to learn more about his Bladestyle library. And also there's a link on his library to get to his style editor that you can learn how to use, where you can sort of edit these blade styles on the fly. It's a pretty neat tool. It's a little bit of a learning curve to learn how to use, but once you learn how to use it, it's a lot of fun. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. May the force be with you. Good night.